Boys are all working as hard as they possibly can. I mean, it's a real talented group, a lot of skill level, and the compete level is high right now, and it's expected. Guys are earning their way onto the team. So far, so good. 3 days in on the ice. I'm happy with what's going on, but I also don't want to be satisfied. We got a lot of work to do for 2 games here before we play our exhibition weekend against Springfield from the USPHL, and that'll kind of tell a lot more about our team this weekend.
So I know you know a lot of these guys as an assistant last year, but what kind of steps do you take to kind of make that transition with these guys? They understand it's a different kind of situation now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps that I was here before, so they're familiar with me. But as the head coach now, it becomes a little bit more responsibility for me, and obviously transitioning to head coach. So I have a lot more discipline to deal with as far as that goes, just keeping these guys honest and kind of implementing my approach and how I want to handle things. And I think so far the guys have bought in. We're taking things one day at a time to make sure that everybody's on the same page before we get too far ahead of ourselves. But the guys that are veterans here are stepping up. They're leading right away. Guys who maybe weren't necessarily our captains last year are already emerging as quality leaders. And these new guys, that all come from winning programs, so they know what it takes to compete. And I think they're going to be able to step in this level right away.
How would you describe your coaching philosophy?
Really, you know what? I let the guys play. The way I played junior hockey, the way I was brought up was, if you hold them accountable on and off the ice, and let the guys play a little bit. Put in, you have to have some structure to how your game is played. But I think we have a lot of talent, a lot of skill level. I don't want to hold these guys back, flood their minds too much. I want to make sure that they're able to do what they do, take advantage of their assets, and obviously have them become capable of things they may have thought they weren't able to do prior to, and that's kind of a coach's job. You take what you have and you maximize what the abilities are, and ultimately you have success and you let players play. They believe in you, and I want guys that are willing to run through a wall for each other.
So based on kind of the makeup of this team from what you've seen, what kind of a style hockey team do we expect on the ice?
You know what? Looking at these guys, there's a lot of speed here. There's a lot of tenacity. There's a will. They don't ever give up on pucks, which is great. We've got some real skilled players. I think the guys from last year already take that next step, move up in their responsibility with the team. Some of the newcomers we have, they're very, very talented. Obviously, they're young, so it's going to take maybe a little bit to get used to. That's where leadership comes in. They're going to help these guys kind of implement it into the league. And I feel when you blend skill and unbelievable competitive fire, that's a nice recipe for success.
Do you have kind of a starting goalie picked out? I think it's Brett from last year. Kind of what's the situation down there?
Yeah, I mean, Brett Young came back from last year. He was one of our younger guys last year. It kind of developed over the season. Got some games in down the stretch for us, and did well. He had a couple bad breaks, but overall, he was good for us. He's gotten better over the summer, so we're excited about that. We have 2 young players, or young goalies, Ryan Bednard, who was Shane Bednard's younger brother, who was our leading scorer last year, and Jake Willem. Today, Ryan Bednard was actually named to the All-American Prospects game, which is the best American prospects for next year's NHL draft. So it's big for him. He's a high-quality goalie, and Jake's a very good young goalie as well. So from my standpoint, tough decisions, but it's decisions I welcome if they're tough because that's better for the team.